Put the C in the ouch and the ing in the couch, and we got couching with Koel. What struck me most when I chatted with Anurag Kashyap for the first time on the couch was not how bright and clever he was, which of course, doubtless he is, but just how much warmth he exudes, how honest, simple, keen and childlike he is, ruled by desire and passion. Of course, you would never guess any of this by watching his dark, cynical films, but that is precisely what makes him so delightfully complex and mysterious. Welcome. Is that a honest apt?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do come across like a child. Everybody who's been around me, my parents, to my siblings, to my friends, they think I'm like a child, and they always say the same thing. But where do these films come from?
Yeah, where do they come from?
But they come from within me. I think only somebody who's...
But there's such a warmth. I always feel this. I'm not a great friend of yours, but when I'm converse with you, I get a warm, fuzzy feeling.
But I'll ask a counter question.
Okay.
Right? When you see those warm, fuzzy films, huh?
Right.
Have you met the filmmakers?
Karan Johar, complete opposite, does not like people. So
I'm saying, have you seen comedians? They're very sad people. People who make everybody laugh. They inside, they're very sensitive and very sad people.
So are you saying that you're very complicated and
No, I'm not.
angry?
I'm actually,
and
no, nothing. I see things, the way I see things, I put them in the film. Nothing. I have a curious mind. I like to know how things happen and why things happen. I ask those questions.
But a lot of your characters are usually substance or alcohol abusers. They're arrogant. They're riddled with, guilt and about their own lives.
Who is not in this world? I'm saying you meet everyone. You will see arrogance at the lowest level. Arrogance comes from something else. If you go to a small town, India, a village, people are arrogant just because they're men. Because they're born a male, they're arrogant. Because they're head of a family, they're arrogant.
So this
Their arrogance is about
nature.
who sits where on the table. No, I'm saying arrogance is not really about being big or something. Arrogance is human nature. Like in India, everywhere you go, everybody says, don't point your finger at me. Their egos hurt when you say, don't point your finger at me. Or don't touch my hair. There's vanity, there's arrogance, people have guilt. People deal with things all the time. Who's not? I find those people very fake on screen. They're not real people.
But that is what is fascinating you about people, right? The sort of...
No, I want people to be people. What makes them people is their flaws, their shortcomings. In Hindi mainstream movies, people just have no shortcomings. Nothing.
What still makes you angry? Because I was going to say all the anger is gone, but I can see that there's that...
It's not anger, it's just that...
Annoyance, let's put it that way.
We thrive on mediocrity, we celebrate mediocrity. Like today as a filmmaker, my biggest problem is that every man on the street knows box office figures and they have become the popular judgment of how good or bad a film is. And we have stopped celebrating art. We have stopped celebrating genuine things. Like I was like, we are creating jazz, and it's like when you go out, before the album came out, everybody in the market dissuades you from doing it. No one wants
jazz, who's going to listen to
who wants to listen to jazz,
60s film,
60s, ये वो इतना लोगों ने let down किया. The album comes out, then everybody is like, अच्छा, I'm saying, if you don't try, how will I know? If I am talking about, say, I want to change a system and I think that I don't agree with the cinema, you have to get in there and try and do it and fail. If you're doing that.
You're like the fifth person who sat here on my couch and said mediocrity thrives, from Vidhu Vinod Chopra to Sushant Singh, Rajput Dibakar. Now you're saying this, but yet all of you are succeeding, right? So mediocrity doesn't just, is this just a thing that all...
there are very few of us who are actually trying and things are happening. But why I'm saying mediocrity thrives in the sense, you don't know the battle it is to put something out there.
Is it a battle still
It's
for
a battle.
you, even though you've got your Phantom films and you had...
Ask Dibakar Banerjee, how long has he wanted to make Bromkesh Bakshi? How long did it take for him to actually get that film made and put it out there?
So coming just to that, now this film, Bombay Velvet, has taken you close to 9 years, like from its inception and from the germ?
And the most difficult period was not the first 7 years.
It was because that's just imagination, right?
And the most difficult thing was not even the shooting of the film as much as it started last 1 year. The negativity. The whole thing of why they're spending so much money, why they're trying to create this, why they're doing this, the amount of negativity that generates. I'm saying, where does that come from? I'm saying the battle that we have is far more larger.
So how do you deal with that?
I think it's an easy job. See, right now we are dealing with, I've always believed in one thing. The only thing that should not be free in this country or anywhere in the world is money. See, everything boils down to that. There's a lot of cinema in Europe today that's dying out. Why? Because it comes from grants and money. Nobody has responsibility. It's like coming from a well that they take for granted. The water is coming from the well, they think is never going to dry up. Because the government money, it's people's money. It's being given to them. Everybody has their salaries of it, they have their lives of it. It's not their thing. Our cinema industry is still has been healthier because it's our own money we make for
You have to raise it and you have to work for it.
And we are responsible for that money. It's not coming from a need to put out a good film. It's coming from a need to put out something that will be perceived as hit or flop.
Shouldn't it translate a good film equals a hit?
No, it doesn't. No. I'm saying that should translate logically, but that's not how everybody thinks.
So they put little elements that they think will become selling points.
It has to begin with what guarantees. What has the business become? Business has become about the weekend. So
you push everything for that opening.
Yeah. And they don't see beyond. But they don't realize that good old word of mouth still works.
That's why little films. That's why little films.
That's where a queen comes from, Kahani comes from. I'm saying that they have examples, but they don't want to work on content. They want easy way out.
So tell me something. Now, of course, your film is one of a very expensive film. This one, because of the set and because it's a period film, the cast, etc. It's close to 90 crores.
80 crores.
So about
with
that.
With PNA, a little bit more.
It's a lot of money, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Do you feel pride at having raised that kind of money, or the pressure of it?
No, it's not about pride. In the sense, we are very proud that we managed to make the film with that money. Because the film would have cost 4 times the money. We have managed to create a world which would have cost...
From where to where you're coming, who would have given you 4 times that money?
Nobody would have.
90 crores
but I'm saying
like
the idea,
huge.
yeah, but I'm saying for me, it's a tighter budget than Gangs of Wasseypur. I'm making a film. You'll see more than 400, 500 crore on screen. They've created an entire city.
Where's your maximum money gone? Set?
Maximum money, yeah, in creating the city. And time. Not just the set. Those vintage cars, like 200 vintage cars on the set. The amount of art material. We had to recreate everything from zero. And to create an authentic experience.
But I find this amazing,
worth
right?
Paying,
Yeah, but you're like more known for, even Dev D was in that sense, this guerrilla filmmaking in real locations. You're in Paharganj. Even that was a big film, right? But that was still here.
I think I wish we preserved our heritage, so I did not have to spend this kind of money.
But was it weird for you to do it like this, where everything felt
No, I still
sanitized
shot it my way. That's why if you ask my actors, nothing, I went on a set, but I created chaos on a set. I created life on a set, and I shot it with hidden cameras. I still shot it like that. Yeah, the film is still shot like that.
So there's a scene going on, the actors doesn't necessarily
people
know
feel like
where
where did you shoot it, they don't know it's a set. When you'll see, you'll get a sense of real city buzzing with life. We have the cars going up and down, junior artists and everything, and actors have to find the way. Actors don't know what the camera is. So they're not, camera is still
But they don't know where the camera is, so they're doing it like theatre. Like
they're doing it like they're living the life. And they do something and we capture it from a distance, non-intrusively. So I've shot the film still like that. When you'll see the film, it will not look like you have really shot on the set. It's a world we have created. You will be in that world.
And what is this world? Because it's not 100%, you haven't stuck to, like you've taken poetic license, it's a bit fantastical, and there's a feeling of...
The external world is very real.
Is it? But it gets a feeling of that Moulin Rouge, Chicago, that kind of like
that's
slightly...
That's on the trailer, but it's not in the film.
It's not in the film. So it's a very grounded 1960s Bombay for real.
I'm saying you'll see BMC and VT with bloody 18 trams moving. You'll see those shots. You'll see Marine Drive without Nariman Point. You'll see actual real buildings recreated in real size of the 60s.
Now, you've come from, you know, being known as the bad boy of this industry, festival director, lowly paid actors, theatre actors, low budgets, don't get released. Now you're releasing one of the biggest films with a huge...
Actors are still lowly paid. We paid Karan 11 rupees.
Yeah, I don't believe so, but you still have a superstar cast, right?
Yeah, but
like, I mean, look at that.
everybody is taking like massive cuts in the film.
And in spite of that, your film is 90 crores, right?
Yes. And in spite of that, we have shot it only in 75 days. Any average 50, 60 crore film
But
shoot
that's
for
not what I'm
150 days.
interested in. I'm interested in, coming from there to here, how much have you changed, Anurag?
How much have I changed?
Yeah.
I don't know. You should ask other people about that. Because I don't think anybody has objective about themselves. So.
No, but you realize that you've
I'm still the
evolved
same.
and you kind of, you know, you feel like, oh God, I was so like this and now I'm like this.
I think I have maybe calmed down a bit at the most.
Although you still have trigger points, I can see that.
Points, yeah. I have absolute impatience with mediocrity. I have absolute impatience with...
Because you can't even let someone like KRK go. You know what I mean? Like you can't even say, just ignore him, he's irrelevant.
I can't because, you know, it's like, for me, there's one thing that I feel is a hypocrite. And when somebody accuses me of something which I have not done, that makes me come across. I'm that one guy who's like, all my life, my relationship has been with critics and filmmakers and film enthusiasts. I have always had this free relationship with them. I share my work with them and don't force an opinion on them. I do not ask a critic for a favor or that one extra star or that anything. I don't tell them. I said, see the work, do whatever you feel like.
So I'm not supposed to tell anyone that you told me to give your film 4 stars?
No, you can't tell anyone.
What makes you angry about the industry or annoyed about the industry still?
No, not as much in the industry. For me, it's like people are so quick to judge without knowing something is what makes me very angry. Like when you have so many people are working at something and this industry one doesn't share. It's industry like closed. And I actually for years have been practicing this. I always show my films and various cuts and scripts to everybody.
And you take on board because you're highly sensitive, right?
No, I take criticism a lot. I can take more criticism than anybody can imagine.
It also plays on you.
No, that's what people think. But it doesn't. It always makes my film better. Like, you know, it's like for me, I don't like a constant intrusion into my life. I like people to see my work. I don't mind people talking about my work and trashing it and saying it was bullshit. But this constant intrusion in my life is what I absolutely don't like.
And there's been a lot of intrusion into your personal life.
A lot,
right?
a lot.
This is the price of fame that you're paying, because earlier no one cared.
Yeah, there's so many directors out there, far more successful than me. But I don't like that whole thing shining on me, like, you know, what is going on in
Has it made it tougher then to have a personal life, to have relationships?
It's made it tougher to have a normal personal life. I paid the price for it. I paid the price for it. It's difficult to even have a normal relationship today for me.
Are you single now?
Yeah, because this is...
because of the media, right?
No, nothing. I got into a relationship and it broke up because too much pressure, and the pressure was...
Literally?
Yeah, too much pressure. Actually, you know, you're with a person and that person starts changing because of that fear and because of this constant scrutiny and judgment and pressure. A person who suffers only for the reason that she associated with you. I was dating an assistant who was one of the finest, brightest assistants. Suddenly stopped getting work. Because on one level, I said, why do you need to work now? You're like dating Anurag. Then, or the other thing, like, even the lost friends. Because everybody would be like, the friends would either come out of nowhere because they wanted to meet me, they were strugglers or something else. So what does to a person just kind of closes up completely.
That's an exceptional case, though. I mean, surely people can't be like that.
It happens in the industry. Some people thrive on that.
Maybe it was an excuse, Anurag. She didn't want to be with you anymore and she blamed it all on all sorts of other things. I can't take the pressure. No, but really, she didn't want to be with you, okay?
No, I don't see it like that. The thing is, you know, it happens. There's some people who thrive on that, the attention, and those are not the kind of people I would fall for. You know, I fell for a genuine person. I fell for someone who I saw working very hard. I saw a drive in a person.
What attracts you to people?
How they are in personal life. How they are with other people. I like a person, how they interact with people they work with, people below them, people above them.
So coming to another relationship in your life, which is of course Karan Johar. He has been your arch, enemy for ages, and now he's the love of your life. Like you guys proclaim, you're always proclaiming love. What was the turning point?
Just discovery. I discovered him.
What does that mean?
I discovered the real person in him.
There must have been something that happened that made you go, oh, I was like, because you're doing exactly what people...
I see this guy work so hard. I see him work so hard. In the sense, a lot of people also say that, oh, he's just constant attention seeker and this and that. I'm saying the guy goes and becomes a judge. And I know how much he hates it. How much he hates doing a lot of things.
He doesn't want you to tell people that, right?
No. How much he hates like constantly doing things.
Yeah.
He does TV shows. He's good at it. He does all that. He takes all that money. He puts it back. He's making new films all the time. He's constantly generating money.
And he's doing your film for 11 rupees because he's doing all the other TV shows.
He's constantly generating money to keep a company constantly active, bringing in newcomers non-stop, building a brand, which he's empowering other people. He's constantly empowering people. And you know why he's a great guy? Because anybody who works with Dharma doesn't want to leave Dharma. That's how you judge a person. Anybody who works with Karan or works in his company doesn't want to leave that company. That says so much about the man who runs the company.
That's quite true for you too, though.
Yeah.
For Phantom, it's become like...
For me, it's like I identify with him in a way that I'm on a smaller scale. I used to do the same thing that he's doing on a larger scale.
But all the distressed filmmakers come to you saying, and you are like, come, mine is like, I'm the Papa filmmaker. Now we're going to play something called Couch Confession, where I will ask you some questions. You answer as openly, not that you haven't been, but as openly and as honestly as you can. What's the biggest misconception about you?
That I'm a very dark person. Because everybody I meet, when they come to meet me, including in this film, that they think that I will be very angry and edgy and dark, and everybody ends up leaving over a teddy bear.
Just like what I said in the introduction, right?
Everybody finally sees through that I'm a complete teddy bear and nothing.
And that's why you keep this beard, so that at least you can pretend to be this dark person.
No, I'm not. I don't even like to pretend. I'm myself all the time.
What's the biggest risk you've taken that is paid off?
Biggest risk that I've taken?
That is paid off.
One was Bombay Velvet. In the sense, like, the film is...
Hasn't paid off
amazing.
Yet.
Yeah, see, for me, payoff is what has come out in the end. It's something that's deeply satisfying. Yeah, because when my team is happy and proud, everybody who was part of the film is so proud of it, is a payoff.
What accomplishment are you most proud of?
What accomplishment that I'm most proud of? I don't know, I've managed to reach this far.
Yeah.
In life.
I think for that, like, high five,
I don't know, I have no idea that... I did not even imagine that I would be here doing what I'm doing so far. But I never had a goal in mind. I just kept working, and it's good.
What do you think has worked for you to get here?
I think because I was just walking. I did not really know where I'm going. I just liked walking.
Didn't stop to see what anyone else was saying.
I've never looked back to see that what I've achieved. In the sense that, I just like walking. It's like I love movies. I genuinely love movies. And it's like the same thing I see in any successful person. They genuinely love doing what they love doing.
So do you think in pictures? Like when you think,
I
think
visually. I think visually. And I genuinely love movies. For me, it's not about a lifestyle. It's not about anything else. I've not bought a house or a car. I just keep making movies, and I love making movies. And I love other people making good movies.
What is a moment that you're ashamed of?
There are lots of moments I'm ashamed of. They're all very personal. Sometimes you express yourself in a moment of weakness, and the person across does not receive it well. It immediately puts the shame in you. Like those moments of personal weakness, where I get all emotional and say everything that I'm feeling inside.
No filter.
I have no filter. I actually have no filter. But it's like one thing that I've always put a lid on is if I really like someone, say for example, I can always put a lid on it and throw it away. I'll never say it. But when it comes out...
That's the one thing you shouldn't be putting a lid on, right?
I do, because I've learned it doesn't work out like that.
Are you easily hurt?
No, it's like after I've expressed myself, I just become like suddenly vulnerable.
Who doesn't? Come on, we all become raw and...
Yeah, but I don't like to be in that space. I don't want to be vulnerable to a person anymore in life.
Okay, so now we're really getting like hard, Anurag.
It's not
right?
hard. It's like I can't be hard. So it's better to not go there.
You mean you're done with love?
No, it's not that. I'm not done with love. But the thing is, it'll come when it has to come. But I'm very scared to be so vulnerable to a person that it'll kill me again.
That's quite powerful. Okay, moving on from this. First thing that comes to mind when I say this word. Ranbir.
It was curious.
Velvet.
Red.
Cinema.
Everything.
Mumbai.
Bombay.
I knew you were going to say that. Gay.
Abandoned.
Fifi. Love.
Searching.
Fame.
Pain in the ass.
Anushka.
Beautiful.
Trolls.
Trolls. Trolls are like, they're like cockroaches. They're like the annoying bed bugs.
And you still read each one of them, right? You can't help yourself.
That is true though.
And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye, Anurag. Nice to see the new teddy bear all over again.
Yes, thank you.
Put the C in the ouch and the ing in the couch and we got couching with Koel.